Hello everyone, welcome back to my GH Spoiler channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. What they did will blow your mind. The shocking truth Wiley reveals to Willow devastates Michael instantly. The sun was doing its best to put on a brave face over Port Charles, painting the sky in hues of orange and pink. But the warmth it offered couldn't penetrate the icy dread that had taken root in Willow Tate's heart. She stood at the window of her cozy living room, a room she had painstakingly decorated to feel like a sanctuary, a safe haven for her and her son, Wiley. It was supposed to be a fortress of family, love, and rebuilt trust, but fortresses have a funny way of crumbling from the inside out. Her phone buzzed on the marble countertop, the screen flashing a name that sent a jolt through her system. Wiley. A smile touched her lips. He was probably calling to tell her about his day with his great-grandmother, or to ask if she'd seen his favorite dinosaur toy. She grabbed the phone, her heart swelling with the pure, uncomplicated love only a mother can feel. "Hey, my sweet boy," she cooed into the receiver, her voice laced with affection. "Are you having fun?" But the voice that crackled back through the speaker wasn't the high-pitched, innocent chirp of her 5-year-old son. It was a voice that was unnervingly calm, deliberate, and far too mature for the body it inhabited. It was Wiley, but he wasn't just being a little boy. "Hi, Mommy," he said, the words carefully measured. "I need to tell you something. It's important." Willow's smile faltered. A prickle of unease, like a spider crawling up her spine, made her shiver. "Okay, sweetie, what is it?" "It's about Daddy Michael," Wiley continued, his voice dropping to a conspiratorial whisper, though there was no one else in the room with him. "And the lady he talks to on the phone, the one with the red hair." Willow's blood ran cold. Red hair. There was only one person that could be. Sasha, her friend, or so she had thought. She gripped the phone tighter, her knuckles turning white. "What about her, baby?" "He thinks I don't hear him," Wiley said, and a strange, unsettling chuckle echoed through the line. "But I do. I listen to everything, just like you told me to be a good listener." This wasn't right. This wasn't her son. Wiley was a sweet, imaginative child, not a miniature spy with a chillingly analytical mind. "Wiley, honey, where is Great-Grandma? Can I talk to her?" "She's in the garden." He dismissed her quickly, his focus unwavering. "They're not just friends, Mommy. Daddy Michael and the red-haired lady. He tells her secrets about you. He says you're broken and that he has to be nice to you because of me." The air whooshed out of Willow's lungs. Broken? Michael thought she was broken? After everything she had been through, the paternity scandal, the collapse of her marriage to Chase, the struggle to find her footing as a mother? This was the man she was trying to build a future with? The man who had promised to be her rock, her partner, her family? "Wiley, that's enough," she managed to choke out, her voice trembling. "We shouldn't be talking about this. It's grown-up stuff." "But you need to know the biggest secret, Mommy," Wiley insisted, his voice now urgent, insistent. "The one that's going to make you cry." Tears were already welling in Willow's eyes. "What is it?" she whispered, dreading the answer. "He's going to send me away," Wiley revealed, the words hitting Willow like a physical blow. "To a boarding school, a far, far away one. He told the red-haired lady that I'm in the way, that he wants a fresh start with just you, but that I remind him too much of the old you, the one who made mistakes." This was insane. It was a nightmare. Michael would never say that. He loved Wiley. He had fought for him, adopted him, cherished him as his own. Wouldn't he? A cold, calculating part of Willow's brain, the part that had survived the revelation of her true paternity and the shattering of her identity, began to whisper, "But what if he didn't? What if Michael's patience was a performance? What if his love for Wiley was just a way to secure her, to possess her, and now that he had her, the child from her previous life was an inconvenience? "Honey, are you sure?" she asked, her voice barely audible. "Are you absolutely sure you heard that?" "I'm sure, Mommy," he said, his tone eerily definitive. "I know things. I know that Daddy Michael isn't my real daddy. I know that man in the park who always waves is my real daddy. But he's sad. He's always sad. Daddy Michael is happy when he's with the red-haired lady. They laugh. He never laughs like that with us." The mention of Chase, the man in the park, her first love, the man's heart she had inadvertently broken, was another stab of pain. This was a complete psychological takedown delivered by the person she trusted most in the world, her own child. But it wasn't her child. It was as if someone had poured the bitter, complicated truths of the adult world into his innocent little head, and he was now regurgitating them with surgical precision. Just then, the front door swung open. Michael strolled in, a tired but content smile on his face, holding a bag of takeout from her favorite Italian restaurant. "Hey, beautiful, I got us some—" "Willow, what's wrong?" He saw her face, pale and streaked with silent tears, the phone pressed to her ear like a lifeline. His gaze dropped to her hand, white-knuckled around the device. "Who is that? Is it Wiley? Is he okay?" Willow couldn't speak. She could only stare at him, this man she thought she knew, this man who was allegedly plotting to send her son away and whispering about her being broken to another woman. Michael's face took on a tight expression of genuine shock. "Wiley? What could possibly Wiley have heard? I barely talked to Sasha. We've had coffee twice to talk about you, to help you feel more settled." "Help me?" Willow laughed, a hollow, broken sound. "By telling her I'm broken? By telling you you're only with me because of Wiley? By planning to ship my son, our son, off to boarding school so we can have a fresh start?" Michael looked as if she had slapped him. His mouth opened and closed, but no sound came out. He was utterly and completely blindsided. "Boarding school, Willow? That's insane. I would never— Wiley is my whole world. You are my whole world. This is crazy. Sasha and we were planning a surprise party for you, for your birthday next month. We were talking about a guest list, about making it special because you've been through so much. That's it." His explanation sounded reasonable. It sounded exactly like something Michael, the devoted partner, would do. But the poison had already been injected. The image of him laughing with another woman, the words broken and in the way, echoed in her mind, drowning out his pleas. "I don't believe you," Willow whispered, the words tasting like ash. "My son wouldn't lie to me." "Neither would I," Michael shouted in frustration, running his hair through his hair. "Something is wrong here, Willow. Deeply, profoundly wrong. Wiley wouldn't just make this up. He's 5. He doesn't have the capacity for this kind of intricate lie. Don't you see? Someone told him this. Someone fed him this information and convinced him it was true." The thought was too terrifying to contemplate. Who would do such a thing? Who would weaponize a child to destroy a relationship? And then it hit them both at the same time. The person who had Wiley right now, the person who had him alone in her garden, whispering in his ear, the person who had never fully accepted Willow, who had always seen her as an interloper, a threat to their family's legacy. Michael's eyes met Willow's, and the devastation in them was raw and real. But it was too late. The damage was done. The seed of doubt had been planted not by an enemy, but the innocent voice of her own child, manipulated by a master puppeteer. The truth Wiley had revealed wasn't a truth at all, but a devastating, meticulously crafted lie, and its impact had just detonated in the middle of their living room, shattering their future into a million irreparable pieces. The question was, could anything ever put it back together? And in that moment, as the silence stretched between them, heavy with grief and suspicion. The answer felt like a definitive, heartbreaking no.